So what we have around us, as I want to emphasize at all times, is that there's a global debt crisis. The banksters, from the end of World War II to the present, have gone on a debt spree of unimaginable proportions. And in the last 10 years, they accelerated even that to where it is now impossible, if we were to maintain this debt, for this economy to not permanently collapse. This is an example of Dan Akerson, president of General Motors. The '08 recession, which was a credit bubble that manifested itself through primarily the real estate market, that was a serious stress. This is much more serious. Now, when you see all of this, I want to explain to you about banking to kind of ease people's minds here. It's important to understand what we are creating with N.E.S.A.R.A is a leveling point. Yes, things are going to collapse, but it's not going to get so bad as it did in the late 1920s, where everything collapsed. There was no safety net whatsoever, and the entire capitalist system crashed. What we have to do right now, as we are going to do with N.E.S.A.R.A, is create a safety net that allows us to swing from the system that is falling apart right now to a system that is guaranteed to not fall apart and actually bring prosperity to all of us. So we're actually changing everything. That means you don't have to worry about everything. All you have to worry about is making sure that you have some money around, some cash, that you have enough food and water and supplies, and that you are ready with gasoline in your car to take care of the exchanges, because there will be this unconnecting and reconnecting going on. So let's look at that. We are destroying, with the new reality, we are destroying the face of the dark cabal that has run this world for millennia. It has, at the present moment, in its current structuring, three parts. The first part is the multinational financial service corporations, the so-called banks too big to fail, or as some people in Europe are now calling it, bankers too big to jail. That's going to change. That is going away. What is going on in Ireland, what is about to go on both in this side of the Atlantic and in Europe, is going to change all of that. Then there's the government itself, the Illuminati governance. This is the power behind the throne, so to speak. This is how, with the use of various corporate governments, de facto governments, it has been able to create a military and a police forces to empower itself. This is the Illuminati governance. This is about to be changed and put away by the exclaiming of N.E.S.A.R.A. This will happen when the first part of this goes away, which is this part. This part is about to go down, and that is the start of the process, the first dominoes. That leads then to the proclaiming of N.E.S.A.R.A, and then the Illuminati governance changes, and we bring in a temporary governance whose sole purpose is to create a true constitutional government in the United States, a true people-oriented, non-slave, debt-slave-oriented economy and power system in Europe and the rest of the world. Now, the third part of this was the authority behind all of this. You had to have some divine authority to prove to people that the money and the power had an even greater reason for existence. And this is what the Vatican Bank and the Jesuits have been up to. And they all base their thing upon the legacy of the Roman Empire. Rome may have died in the 400s AD, and the emperor forced to leave, and then for 1,000 years the Eastern or Byzantine Empire remained. But in Western Europe, everything was chaos. To maintain that and recreate the states of Europe, the Pope was then designated as the emperor. He became, as I was saying last time, the Pontifex Maximus, which is one of the main ways of addressing the Roman emperor. So the legacy of Rome, the statute law,